What's up, bitches?
Let's talk about crime.
What's up, bitches?
Hello.
We're here for another week of true crime / spookiness. We haven't done a spooky one in a hot ass minute because we had Murder December. Okay. So it was all Murder December. And so I thought, what better way than to jump into our paranormal haunting type things with another one? And I reached out to your brother and said, hey, Mr. Paranormal, help me find something to do. And he said, yeah, I got you. And then he never got me. And so I had to research myself. And I did come up with something, but I'm not going to lie to you guys. So I literally was researching this and had spent already like 4 hours of research when I realized it's actually not as cool as I thought. It's not as cool as I thought it was going to be. So we're still doing it. Because, bitch, I did the research. But this is definitely going to be a shorter one. And it's definitely not as eventful as any of the other haunted stories that we've done.
Well, no, it is spooky, though.
What?
Going to urgent care thinking of kidney stones. Mm-hmm. Come to find out you're just fucking fat and strained your fucking back.
Uh-huh. Which is so crazy.
Which is only one of the people in this fucking room.
Not I, said the fly. It's so not me. Stupid. I actually, funny enough,
I thought I was dying.
She literally tells me, oh yeah, when you push on my back, it's like instantly.
Oh, mind you, after.
Yeah, this is after.
By the way. And I was there for like 2 hours, 2.5 hours, some shit like that.
She's like, it instantly feels better. And I looked at her and I said, well, if you would have told me that earlier, I would have said you pulled a muscle in your back because that's muscle. And she just stared at me and I'm thinking, you really went to the urgent care when you could make the pain stop by pushing on your back?
Basically they're prescribing Sierra with just high pain drugs.
They're like, listen, take a couple pain pills, ma'am, and keep your daily routine.
Yep.
So also, really quickly, I want to call out, since you brought it up, your brother was standing there because I was listening to you on speakerphone. And your brother, we're already laughing at you because he had already called that.
Because I'm thinking,
he said,
gonna have kidney cancer.
His actual words to me were, are we sure it's not just a backache or like she didn't pull a muscle? That's what he said. And I was like, I think she knows the difference. Apparently not. But that is not what I was going to say. He genuinely is sitting there listening to you. And you said, tell me that you told the doctor that you went to the gym.
Yeah, after he said muscle strain, I go, that makes sense.
No, hold on.
I went to the gym on Monday and my back started hurting on Wednesday.
Okay, but he's sitting there and he's listening to you talk about how you went to the gym and he looks at me and he's going like shit, like nodding his head. And then you said, I did leg day, and he looks at me and his mouth drops open and he goes, if she hurt her back, then she did her leg day wrong. And he walks down.
I totally did. I can fucking guarantee that.
And he walked down the hallway and then he comes back. He goes, her form is off. And he came,
well, shit, then go to the gym with me and fix my fucking form, bro.
He would totally do it. Because honestly, he's really good at that. He's really, because he'll do that with me when we're at the gym. He'll be like, Mom, you need to straighten your back, or Mom, don't do this, or Mom, like he'll do that. But I was just laughing because I was like, oh shit, he like for reals.
Well, and the thing is, if I'm being honest, I do mostly like the stand, the machines that are just there. Like they're not free weights.
Okay.
Those are the machines that I do. But I think what it was is I took a fucking month off from the gym because the holidays and everything like that. And then I went back and knew that I couldn't do the weight that I did, but I only dropped it by like 15 pounds. I should have dropped that shit by like 20. No, 100% I did.
Yeah.
And in the moment, I was like, ooh, I feel good.
Mm-hmm.
Nope.
Mm-hmm. Anyways, we're not here to give gym advice. I swear to God, every time we do a podcast.
This should now be named Crime Bitches Plus Advice.
Plus advice from Sierra and Trisha, because that's all we ever do. We literally give you parenting advice. We give you true crime advice. We give you athletic advice.
We're still fat, so I don't know if we should give that.
No, we shouldn't. We give health advice. We give vacation advice, Disney advice.
We tell you what not to do.
True. Or what to, no, pretty much don't do this. Do as I say, not as I do. Just kidding. I don't like
monkey
like
see,
that.
monkey do.
Anyways, what we are here to talk about is the House of Seven Gables, which already
I thought you were gonna say Seven Dwarfs.
it already has kind of a creepy name. I'm not gonna lie. If you're like, where do you live? Oh, I live at the House of Seven Gables. Like that's already kind of a creepy
It
name.
just sounds made up.
It's really not though.
Sounds like a Hansel and Gretel kind of house.
Oh my gosh, it's funny you say that because one of the articles I read said that it's kind of like a Hansel and Gretel house. So that's interesting
That's
that you say that. So this house was built in 1668.
Why the fuck?
Yeah. Well, it's haunted. When do you think it would have been born? When do you think it would have been built?
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I forgot you said haunting, and I was like, we're doing a fucking crime from the
No,
1600s.
no.
Is there even records?
Haunting.
It's like fucking dust and art.
In the 1600s, where do you think a really kind of cool place would be that might have some hauntings? Just curious.
Probably like what you would know today as Disney.
What? Or Salem, Massachusetts, where the witch trials
I mean,
were.
that too.
So that's where this house is, and it's known as one of the more haunted mansions in the Salem area. So the background on this house is that it was originally built in 1668 by Captain John Turner. Okay.
And you thought my Disney one was funny.
It's even worse.
I feel like we're going on the Pirates ride right now.
His wife's name was Elizabeth. Elizabeth Turner.
All right, right now we're in. So
We are in
First
the
of all,
Pirates of the
no. For those of you who don't know, the podcast room is also known as the Disney room.
It's true. It is.
And I'm staring at a set of pirate ears right now, and I feel like I should be putting those on.
So, and even more,
Jesus Christ.
Captain John
Barbosa?
Turner. It's not John. I mean, William would be better, but John was
Wasn't
a
his dad John?
maybe. I don't remember, but
No, it might have been Will.
maybe it
Fuck,
was.
I don't know, man.
I don't either. We got to rewatch
I'm
the
gonna rewatch.
Pirates.
Oh darn.
He was also a wealthy sea captain, like for boats. I mean, I don't know what else.
So
he
a
would have been
pirate.
captain for.
A pirate.
And he was a merchant also. And he was born in Salem, Massachusetts. Now, part of this house was built using the money that the captain had made by selling fish to slave plantations in the West Indies. Literally very much like pirates because like they're dealing with the West Indies and shit in the movie. Now, the house and the property remained in possession of the Turner family for 3 generations. So it was Captain John Turner, then John Turner II, then John Turner III. Now, the original home was actually just a 2-room home that was 2 stories tall. What I mean by that is like literally 2 rooms. I don't even think there were bedrooms. I think it was like 1 room, 2 room, and there was 2 stories. That was it. Like you just go into like open rooms. But I think in the 1600s, that's kind of what houses were.
Bill Turner.
Oh, it was Bill.
Bootstrap Bill.
Bootstrap Bill. Yeah, you're right. Now, the original home also had a very big front porch and a really large chimney. And currently, if you were to go to the House of Seven Gables, that big front porch and chimney is now in the middle of the house because of how much they have added on through the years on the house.
Mm-hmm.
By 1676, so again, he built this in 1668, Captain John added onto the house already. So he added some kitchen areas to the back of the house. He also did a whole extension of the house on the south, which included a parlor and a large bedchamber above the parlor. Now, the first half of the 18th century, John Turner II remodeled the house to a Georgian-style home, which is very like wood. It's a lot of wood stuff. And the home ends up having 17 rooms and is over 8,000 square feet.
God damn.
With 2 large cellars. So, like, they definitely built on. Now, John Turner III, he actually loses the family fortune and loses the property. So he shit the bed.
That's fucked up.
He shit the bed. Now, during this time, the Ingersolls, they end up purchasing the home and they set up to remodel this home as well. And they basically removed some of the gables from the home. They had porches that were replaced and they took some more Georgian trim and added it. And then after Captain Samuel Ingersoll dies at sea, by the way, the home is actually left to his daughter. Now, his daughter had a cousin, and her cousin's name was Nathaniel Hawthorne. And Nathaniel Hawthorne was an author. It's important. Now, Nathaniel Hawthorne spent quite a lot of time at the House of Seven Gables, a lot with his cousin. And so he actually ends up writing a book that is inspired by the House of Seven Gables. Now, in 1908, the home is purchased by Carolyn O. Emerton, and she is like a socialite back in the day. She founded what is called the House of Seven Gables Settlement Association, and she restored the home from 1908 to 1910. So she took 2 years to basically restore the home back to what it would have looked like in the 1600s. That's what she did. Now, this now turned it into a museum and a settlement house. And this was created to help assist immigrant families who were arriving in Salem. Because you got to remember, this is early 1900s. A lot of immigration was happening at that time. Now, her goal was to preserve the house so that it looked as close to what it looked like or when it was originally built. She also wanted to provide educational opportunities for the visitors who would come into this museum. And she would use the proceeds that she had made from the tours to fund her settlement program. So she was doing, good deeds all around. She came from a very philanthropical family. So she was from a family that was very giving anyways. Now, some of the restoration projects that she did resembled things from Hawthorne's book. So she did most of the stuff that was from 1600, but then by this time, Hawthorne's book had already been published and read, and people knew of the House of Seven Gables because of his book. So she added things from his book, like she added a scent shop, which is just like the one that's operated in the book. I've never read the book.
I was just going to say, so that's why I've heard of this before. I don't know the details of it, but when you said that, I was like, dude, I fucking feel like I've heard that name before. And then when you said book, I'm like, that's where I've never before.
Read the book. And actually, the guy who wrote it, he also wrote Scarlet Letter.
Really?
Yeah. So he's like a well-known author. And so his books are pretty well-known. I actually kind of want to find this book.
Add them to your bookshelf.
I know. I'm thinking I kind of want to get the book so that I can read it at some point. I do think I would like it, even though I'm not a big historical reader. I think that I would enjoy it because it also is based around the Salem witch trials. So she added the scent shop, and there's also a representation of Mall's well, which is also in the garden, which again comes from the book. So I'm not really quite sure about that, which is why it would also be nice to read the book and have some understanding. There was also a wood closet that was added that leads to a secret staircase to the attic. However, many of the original things still remain the same in the home to this day. So they still have some unusual wall formations. They have the original beams, the original rafters, and the original Georgian paneling that they had been using in this home. So Hawthorne's home that he actually had been birthed in has now been picked up and moved to this property as well. So you can go and see his home that he was born in as well.
Okay.
Which is, I guess the reason it's like that is because he's got a lot to do with this house as it sits anyways. So over time, they purchase and move a couple of other buildings to be near the property so that you can see them, have it be part of their museum. They have the Retire Beckett house. They, of course, have Nathaniel Hawthorne's childhood home. They have the Hooper Hathaway house. They have the Phippen house, and they have the Counting house. Now, I know not at all what any of these are because, again, I've never read the book. I don't know, but I'm assuming these all have something to do with Hawthorne's book. Now, March 29th of 2007, the House of Seven Gables was deemed a National Historic Landmark, which for those of you who don't live in the United States, the reason that's important is now it can't be torn down.
It.
Yeah. So even
turn it into something else, right? Like they can't. I think if anything, can't they like keep up to date on it to make sure that it stays okay, but like you can't change it or something like that?
You can change it, but you can't tear the house down. So even if it were to completely be empty for years, you can't actually tear it down because it's a historical landmark. Now, that's just kind of the background information about this house, which I know doesn't seem that significant because I said it took a lot of research. I know it doesn't sound like it did. I swear to you it did because it was like to find the haunting stuff was actually kind of hard to find. But we're going to get into, first of all, the Hawthorne curse. So we're talking about Nathaniel Hawthorne, the author. Okay. So Nathaniel Hawthorne's great-grandfather was the judge during the Salem witch trials.
Cool.
And he was responsible for the trials and the executions of the women who were killed, which, by the way, 25 women
We
were
should do
hanged.
a podcast on that because I don't really know that much about the Salem
after
witch
doing
trials.
this, I really do want to do a little bit of a deep dive into the Salem witch trials.
I think it's a lot, though.
It is.
It might be a couple
It might be
episodes.
have to be a yeah. It might have to be a couple. It depends on how deeply you want to go into it, because there's definitely a lot of moving pieces, because it's a lot of people pointing fingers. It's a lot of. I mean, there's a whole book. What fucking book is it that has Proctor, that has Sissy and Proctor? I literally have read a book, and I'm trying to remember what book it is, that is about the Salem witch trials, but I can't remember what it's called. So whatever.
I almost wonder if we should wait till October though to do that one.
We could.
But then I feel like we'll forget about it. So
it might take. Well, it's going to take a lot of research, so it's not like
you
something
can
I
always
can do right now.
research it and keep it on the computer.
I'll have to do it little bits at a time, because I'm telling you, it's like a whole. We're talking about a whole time period, right? So anyway, so his father was, or his great grandfather was the judge for this. Now, following the witch trials in the 1600s, after all this stuff happened, which, by the way, the judge, his great grandfather, pretended like he felt bad. Okay. But he had a responsibility, is what he claimed. I feel bad, but I have a responsibility. But the truth of the matter was he didn't
give
care.
a fuck.
Yeah. So following the witch trials, after they realized that, oops, we just killed 25 women because of, hearsay and bullshit, basically, they ended. And there is now what is believed to be a curse on the Hawthorne family. And the Hawthorne family literally loses all of their wealth after the witch trials are over. They also lose their high status in society as well. So it's kind of like karma.
Karma's bitch.
Karma's a bitch. Which also leads to Nathaniel using his great-grandfather to help him with his writing, specifically in the book that he wrote. And the reason was because he did not agree. Okay, he did not agree with his great-grandfather. He did not agree with what his great-grandfather did. So apparently the idea behind the book that he created, which I'm such a dick, I did not even write down the name of the book. So when he wrote, which, by the way, the book is called The House of the Seven Gables. That is what the book is called, which actually, now that I say that, I realize I think that's why it got its nickname, is because he wrote that book, actually. Anyways, in that book, he basically uses it to bash on his great-grandfather, but he changes like their names and shit in it. So it's not, it's not like the norm. And he bashes on his great-grandfather. He bashes on his family. And in one point of it, in the book, there is a judge who is deciding the outcome, in these trials. And from what I can understand with the book, is that the judge wants the property of this person who's on trial. It's not it's not a witch trial, though. It's like a regular trial, like for something.
Right.
And he wants the property that this guy owns. And so he sends him away to get his property. Blood money, basically. And that's what his book is apparently about, a lot of it. But the house that's described in this book is the House of Seven Gables house, right? But yeah, he didn't like that his family was involved in the witch trials, and he felt that he didn't know much about it until he started hanging out with his cousin who had owned the home, and she started to tell him all of the things that his family had done in the history, and there was a curse on the family, all stuff. And he at first was interested, and then he was like, yeah, I don't even like this. I'm ashamed of my family. Like, fuck these guys. And so maybe he broke the curse, because he seemed to do fairly okay after that. So maybe he broke the curse. Now, the fact that this home is located in Salem and has some ties literally to the Salem witch trials, like, it would be expected that there would be hauntings, right? I think everything in Salem in my mind is haunted.
Oh, yeah.
or whatever, because there's some crazy history there. However, if you ask those who work at the House of Seven Gables, they say no, it's not haunted. And every year, the museum hosts different kinds of plays, especially during Halloween. And a lot of them are based around the witch trials. And they feel that maybe people who come and visit and watch these plays are just spooked about what their plays are. And so it makes people have like imaginative things going on. However, some of the employees have said, I don't think we're haunted, but I definitely do feel that there is some sort of unknown entity around the house. Bitch, you're haunted.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Like that means you got some hauntings going on.
That or you got a demon.
I know, and listen to me very clearly. There is no demons in this house. I'm going to tell you right now.
Well,
no, there's really
maybe
not.
Sophie.
This house, the House of Seven Gables. My house, yeah, Sophie's a fucking demon, and we know it. So the locals and people who have visited tell a very different story than the people who work there. So in the secret staircase, remember I said there was a secret staircase that leads to the attic?
Mm-hmm.
So visitors have witnessed the spirit of a man walking up and down those stairs. Many of them who have seen him are convinced that he is from the Underground Railroad, which, a fun fact about Trisha, just to add to my creepiness and my fucking psychoticness, not only am I a true crime serial killer buff, but you want to talk to me about slavery and fucking Holocaust, and I'm right there. Like, so Underground Railroad, right up my alley. Like, I'll be researching that too. My very first book I fell in love with in 3rd grade was about the Underground Railroad, and I have never looked back. Like, Harriet Tubman. Like, that's not the book, but I mean, the book I read was about a boy who went on through the Underground Railroad to be free. And I have literally never in my life ever been like, oh, no, I was like, this is the best fucking, this is like the most interesting shit to me. And people look at me like I'm crazy because they're like, that's bad. No shit. I know it's bad. Just like the Holocaust is bad. One of my most favorite movies is Schindler's List because it's about the Holocaust. And it's not because I think the Holocaust was great. Motherfuckers, I had a family member in the Holocaust, so fuck off. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is I don't understand how people could treat other humans that way. It's the same idea of why I do true crime. Look at
our world today, though.
I know, but in our world that we have today,
there's always been evil.
But it's not necessarily always evil driven. That's what's so crazy to me is sometimes, and I think we see a lot of this going on in our world today, is for specifically Holocaust. They have done studies on it to try to find out how it is that you could have people who are literally neighbors with Jewish people turn around and then take those same Jewish people to concentration camps and know what was going to happen to them. And it comes out that when you get put into a position of power, that power takes over. And then there's also the other side of it is if you are told to do something by an authoritative figure, most people will comply after a while. That's just what they do. And there's ways for brainwashing and all these things that can go on. And it's the same. I feel the same way with slavery. It was a terrible thing. But I think a lot of people in the beginning, they just thought, well, this is just what you do because that's what they were taught to do. Even though they might have maybe felt like it was wrong, but it was like, well, I'm not going to be the one that stands up and says something, right? So it's like, my brain can't comprehend. It's just so hard, but it's also so fascinating because it's like, I want to like learn everything I can about that kind of stuff. And I don't know why. So please don't judge me. I'm fucking weird. I don't know what else. I'm fucking creepy. Okay. I'm just creepy. Anyway. So yeah. So it was, people swear that he was from the Underground Railroad. The only problem with this is the Turner House was never an actual stop on the Underground Railroad. It was definitely around during the times of Underground Railroad being put into use and freedoms and all that kind of stuff. But it was never recorded as a place that was actually part of the Underground Railroad. And also the secret stairs that this person is on, those were not built until about 50 years after the Civil War ended, which for anybody who knows anything about American history, the Civil War is what helped put an end to slavery. So we wouldn't, and I did not say segregation. I said slavery. So when it made slavery illegal, the Underground Railroad had less of a purpose because we weren't trying to sneak people to the north to be free, where they could be free, because the whole United States had to be free, right? So it wouldn't make sense that somebody from the Underground Railroad would be haunting this house. However, I know nothing about this, but I'm sitting here going, is there a chance there were slaves in this house?
Possibly.
Like, is there a chance that there were some slaves that are in this house and maybe that's who it is haunting? And he's not haunting the staircase for any reason. That's just where he ended up, right? So that's one of them. Some people have reported that a little boy is seen playing in the attic. Now, his footprints have been heard running up and down the stairs. He giggles and he laughs as well, and people hear it. And their attic is creepy. I saw pictures. I was like, yeah, I'm not going up there. Like, it's just creepy as hell. One historian actually said that the attic was once used as a servant's quarters. So the thought is that this little boy could actually be the son of one of the servants of the property, which is very viable, to be honest with you, because if you are a servant and you have children, your children stay in the servants' quarters. They don't get to roam the house and, well, I mean, I don't know what their life was like, because I guess it depends on the people that you work for. But, and again, if you have servant quarters, I'm thinking there may have been slave quarters at one point. I'm just, for the times, I don't know. However, some people believe that this little boy that has been seen multiple times in the attic is the son of Nathan Hawthorne. He is oftentimes seen as a shadow, and when people have seen him, they said that he seems like he's playful, but he's also sad at the same time. A lot of people do not think that it is Julian Nathan Hawthorne's son because, again, it doesn't make sense that his son would be haunting this house. It would make more sense if it was like a servant's child or something. Now, it was also stated that the spirit of Savannah Ingersoll, which is Nathaniel's cousin, the one who ends up owning the home, is seen in the mansion as well. She has been seen walking the halls. She has been seen peeking out the windows to people who enter the estate from the garden area. She is sometimes deemed as the woman in white, and she is also said to be calm and composed when people see her. So people are not afraid of her. She's not like creepy or anything. So it's just kind of whatever. There have also been reported silhouettes of different types of silhouettes walking around on every floor of the mansion. So people have gone and said, what the fuck? What was that? I just saw that. And a lot of times there are spirits reportedly seen near the gables of the property. Lights have reportedly turned on and off by themselves, as well as the water faucets turn on and off by themselves. Some appliances have also started by themselves, which originally with the lights, they were like, yeah, it's just old house. It's an old house. And I'm thinking, yeah, but the appliances, like how does a blender turn on by itself? It doesn't, even if it's old wiring. There was a psychic that did visit the house at one point, and she did claim that she saw a boy playing up near the gables. And she said that she even has a picture of the boy. So she has a picture of this ghostly boy. Now, the Garden Pingree house, which is the location. Now, this is not necessarily a part of the House of Seven Gables, but this is a part of what you can view when you go to, like when you're there. It's very near the House of Seven Gables, but it's called the Garden Pingree house. Now, this is a location of a murder of Captain Joseph White. Now, this is one of the homes that they had picked up and kind of moved closer to the house. And it is part of the museum, so you can go. I don't think you... you can even go in. I was trying to think. You can go in. You can even go into the bedroom of Captain Joseph, which is the bed he was killed, or the room he was killed in. He was killed in his bedroom. Now, Captain Joseph White was somebody he was an older man, and people did not like him, and he was stingy as fuck. And he ended up cutting out his niece out of his will. Told her, like, he didn't die first. Like, he's like, nah, cutting you out. You get nothing when I die. So she and her husband, I believe, go and hire these two men to go kill him. Which I'm like, but you still don't get his shit. So why? And so
maybe it was the hopes of him not changing the will
before she could kill him.
Yeah.
So they hire these people. These two people go in. This man Richard ends up killing him in his bed, and they are caught. And the one who killed him actually committed suicide in prison. So there's that. And the two that hired him, they also get caught and get charged with murder. I actually thought about potentially looking into that specific crime and see if there's a history behind it, because I was like, okay, that might be kind of cool to understand. But anyways, that's part of this. That's actually part of it. And to me, it's always creepy when you can go into the room the person died in. Whether it's murder or they just died sleeping, that's always creepy to me. Now, there is one visitor who also reported that they went up to the attic at the house of Seven Gables and they were choked while they were in the attic. And they said that they literally felt invisible hands around their neck. So
I'll start swinging at a ghost.
There could be a demon up there, but I'm thinking it could have been the little boy trying to play, like, push you against the wall and then like squeeze you till you pass out. That game that you don't know, the game that they played a long time ago where they like shove you and they hold you and they like squeeze your neck and then you like hold your breath or whatever and then you die. I mean, you don't die, you pass out. No, you don't know.
What the fuck kind of games did
you
guys play?
I didn't play this game. It was literally a TikTok.
It wasn't
TikTok. It was
that.
like a Vine thing, like when you were in middle school.
I've never heard of that.
Okay, well maybe that's what he was doing. That's all I'm saying. Maybe he was just playing a good game. Now, for the most part, it sounds like there is really not that many demons in this house. Actually, there's not any demons other than the choking incident, which we'll see. I don't think there's demons in the house. So is this a place that you would ever visit? For me.
I mean, probably. I feel like it's not haunted.
Oh, you don't think it's haunted?
Nah, I mean, I'll be honest, I could probably believe the other stories, but the choking one just seems so fucking out of pocket.
I don't think that there's...
I would think there'd be at least one other person that could report that.
I think it's haunted. I think they definitely have spirit. I think they have spirits, not ghosts. And
I feel like it's like hauntings, as in like flickering the lights, turning on the shit, but you're not going to see them. I don't know.
I think there's a chance you'll see them because we're not talking like one person. We're talking like a lot of people have witnessed the spirits that they've seen.
Yeah, but to have the workers not...
Well,
I don't know. That might be part of this whole shtick.
Well, that's what I was going to say. That's got to make sense, though, because really think about it. They have this museum that was created to be basically a fundraiser, right? It's going to support this organization. And if people start thinking it's haunted, less people want to visit haunted things.
Well, so not necessarily.
I mean,
sometimes
back in the day, at least.
I guess
back in the day, I'm assuming most people don't want to have haunted things, haunted ideas. But again, some of the people who work there have actually talked about how they have most definitely felt like something is definitely there. I will be honest with you. I actually put this on my bucket list.
Oh shit, it's temporarily closed.
Yeah, they're doing a refurbishing thing. It opens February 14th. I saw. Valentine's Day. Perfect day. So
if you need a date night and you're from
Salem.
That's a good
little date night. So here's the thing. I put it on my bucket list because I think, honestly, Salem, Massachusetts is on my bucket list. I think it would be cool because when I was researching this, it would pop up with all different things that you can see in Salem. And they have like the place where the witches were hanged, right? So that would be it's not cool, but it's historically cool. So I think Salem, Massachusetts overall would be a really cool place to go visit. So it's definitely on my bucket list. This place does not sound scary at all. So that's on my bucket list. And even if it is haunted, it would not bother me because the things like that they're claiming happens, this creepy as hell. But it's like no different to me than the Winchester Mystery House. When we went to the Winchester Mystery House. The Winchester Mystery House also has claims of hauntings, and we swear on everything. Well, I don't know about you. Your brother and I talked about how when we were in where the coal
the guy. Yeah, I saw the guy.
Yeah. So no, not that guy. That guy was there. Like he wasn't
the guy scooping it into the stuff?
He was like, there wasn't a guy scooping it in.
Yes, the fuck there was.
There wasn't.
Bitch, I fucking put it on everything. I saw a guy scooping the coal into the fucking fire thing.
They don't even use that.
Holy fucking hell.
So you saw the coal scooping ghost. your brother and I, when we were in, like, I felt one of the creepiest areas, which was when we were like downstairs after we'd gone through the cold thing, and we were like all sitting there waiting, and we were in that one like really dark room. You couldn't even see anything. I don't remember what it was, but we were in the basement. We had already gone past the coal area.
Oh, yeah.
Him and I saw a person on the other side, and there was not a person on the other side, but we saw it, and it got cold as shit in there. Actually, I think you even said that, because I think we were talking, and we're like, God, it just got so cold in here. So do I think that we could have had a ghost encounter? Of course.
We all know about our Alcatraz experience.
Of course. Yes. So, but these are the ghosts that I don't mind being around, because they don't bother you, right? And so that's how I feel.
I still want to go to the boat one that we did. The Queen.
Oh, yeah, Queen Mary.
Yeah.
Yeah, Queen Anne, not Queen Mary.
That's right.
Queen Anne.
I
always think Queen Mary. I don't know why.
Because that rolls off the tongue. I feel like there is a Queen Mary.
Queen Mary.
I feel like there is a Queen Mary something.
Sure there is. But as far as this place goes, I would totally go there. I honestly would. And like I said, Salem, Massachusetts overall would be a cool place
I'd
to go.
go.
So it's a bucket
maybe
list.
That should be one of our Christmas
vacations.
trips.
Let's go check out
Salem, Massachusetts.
I think everybody, maybe not your dad so much, but I know your brother would dig it, because he's all into paranormal and ghostly activities. Yeah. And I'll tell you what, I
like all the places that have the tourists that you can go.
Well, and over on the, like, I know like Georgia even has some really cool ghost tours. Because the thing is, you got to remember that side of the United States was around a hell of a lot longer than the west side, right? And so, established longer, and so those are the places to go, because they have all the historical stuff, and the hauntings and this and that. That brings me to, you can book tours at this museum.
Yeah, it's actually not that expensive.
No, so the mansion tour, which includes a grounds pass. So the grounds pass lets you basically walk around everywhere. You just can't go into the mansion, because you can buy a grounds pass by itself. And you can do everything, but you can't go inside the mansion. But if you get the mansion tour, this includes the ground pass. It also includes up to 45-minute tour with a professional interpreter. It gives you access to a 30-minute audio tour. You get to explore Nathaniel Hawthorne's birthplace, the counting house, the museum store, and a unique map of the historic site, plus the mansion. Now, if you want the grounds pass, you get everything that I just said, minus the mansion. You get no access to the mansion, and you do not get the 45-minute tour with the professional interpreter, which I don't care about that. The mansion tour is $26. If you're 65 or older, it's $21. And if you are 5 to 12 years old, it's $18. Now, if you go in the off season and want to just do the grounds pass, it's only $7 to just walk around and look at what's around there. They also have it to where children under 5 are free. Now, here's where it gets really fun. If you are a Gables member, because apparently they have a thing for, Gables members, you're free. If you are a Salem resident, so if you live in Salem, it is free for you to go to this museum as long as you show proof of residency. So like an ID, right? And then if you are an NARM or a NARM pass holder, you are also free as long as you have your pass. So they make it to where if you're a local, you literally don't ever have to pay. You can go in there as many times as you want to, which I think is cool, because I think if you had to pay every time, I think less people would go. That's what I think.
Yeah.
So that's the story of the House of the Seven Gables, which, like I said, it wasn't like, oh my gosh, this is so spooky. It wasn't. But this is the kind of haunted museum I would like to go to, because like I said, there's like spirits in my mind, there's spirits, ghosts, and demons. Spirits are the ones that are super friendly. They don't bother you. They might just be there. You can kind of see them, but there's no interaction. A ghost is a figure that you might have an interaction with, but most of the time, maybe not crazy, scary, although there are some angry ghosts. There's also friendly ghosts like Casper. Okay, so we can have a variety, but you have interactions with them. And then there's demons, and we don't fuck with demons on this show, because the demons will come through my research on my computer into my body, and then they'll spit out into the microphone out to you guys when you listen to it. So I'll never be bringing demons to you, because I don't appreciate it. Anyways, so what do you think? Do you think it's somewhere that you're going to
It's
go?
your daily dose of crazy Trisha.
This is your daily dose. Yeah, it's true. I'm a fucking weirdo. If you ever were to meet me in real life, I don't think you would. Yeah. That's all I can say is yeah. So do you think it's something that, not something that's like high on your bucket list necessarily, but do you think
I'd go, but it would not be one that I'd be like, it would be one that if I were in Salem, Massachusetts, I'd go.
That's what I was just going to say.
But it's not one that like I would make the trip solely
just for that. Yep. So that's
like
how
the Queen
I felt.
Anne, I would make a trip solely just for that one.
Yeah.
But
I agree with you. For me, I'm in the same
Or if
boat.
it was one of those like we were going to Salem, Massachusetts and wanted to do all these things, but we couldn't do one of them, that would be one that I'd be like, I could fucking skip that one.
Right. I would still probably want to go. But again, I also want to read the book because I think it would be very interesting. But yes, I'm in the same boat as you. I wouldn't go to Salem, Massachusetts just for this.
It's not one that's there's not enough reports for me to be like, hell yeah, this shit's
well,
haunted.
it's not even there's not enough reports. I think
I want to see a ghost.
I think but that's the thing though. It's not that they don't have a lot of reports because like a shit ton of people have spoke of these specific ghost sightings. They just don't have a lot of ghosts or spirit sightings in general. They only have 3 that people have reportedly
and apparently
seen.
one chokes you.
Well, and the one in the attic, like you said, I don't really know how much I believe.
I kind of call bullshit on that one.
But
in my
I mean,
opinion.
They said that the Gables in the attic. They actually said if you are wanting to see a ghost, the attic is the most active from what they can tell, and then the Gables is another place that's really active with ghosts. So it's not that they don't have a lot of people saying they saw the ghosts. It's literally they just don't have a plethora of ghosts. They're not a ghost hotspot. They're not a portal into the middle world or whatever you want to call it. But I'm right there with you. It's not it's not like super high on my bucket list, but most definitely someday I'll make it to Salem, Massachusetts. And when I do, it will be on something I would like to go do, which is why I'd kind of like to read the book as well, because I think that'd be fun. And I'm not going to Salem until I've done my research on the Salem witch trials anyways. I learned about them in school, which is where I read the book, which I fucking hate myself because I can't remember the book. But regardless, it doesn't matter. Nope, it does, because it's going to fucking bother me. So the book I'm referring to is The Crucible. I read that book when I was in school, and that is it's like a play, but I read it maybe I read it in a play format, maybe now that I say that, but it is about the Salem witch trials, and I definitely read about that when I was in school. So that's how I learned about the Salem witch trials. Anyways, regardless, we didn't talk about the Salem witch trials today. We talked about the House of the Seven Gables. So thank you very much for listening to this not so spooky haunted area thingy McBobber that, like I said, wasn't as scary as one would like, but sometimes it's fun to have just like a kind of haunting. It's not crazy. Anyways, thank you so much for the support as usual. Please make sure you're following us, like us, share us. You guys are doing great. I literally just saw a huge uptick in our downloads, which I don't know what you like about listening to us, but I'm glad we can bring you the entertainment, probably because I'm psycho and Sierra calls me out on my shit. Other than that, thank you again for listening to me tell you the story of the House of the Seven Gables, that it was not as spooky as one would hope. Until next week, catch you on the flip side, bitches.
Bye, bitches.